Hello everyone, I am Willis and welcome to year 7 with CreekClan. I got really motivated and I just drew all the cats in a few days and I'm really happy about that. This year was really bad. I suffered. I stared at my screen in shock several times. First worst thing ever, Stonefluff was hit by a car. The mad lad was showing off to another clanmate that the road was safe and classic Stonefluff event. He broke his back and sadly didn't survive. He always was a troublemaker, so of course he would jump in front of the car. He actually did that several times before, but the car always stopped until now. I'm so sad he died. We had him since year 1. He was always a really cool character to me. Clomunch and Air Whisker both got sick with yellow cough. They ended up passing away. They had one of the most interesting relationships, and I'm very unhappy to see both of them go. After that, Copper Freckle was on the verge of joining the Elder, died. He just dropped dead in a time skip, and I think he was just heartbroken and died of heartache after losing all of his kids. Rainpool was killed by Yellow Cough too. At this point I was fearing every time skip because I kept losing cats. Weasel Muzzle was also lost to Yellow Cough alongside Bushwobble, and I am so angry Bushwobble died because he was so young and I had big plans for him. Finally, I know he had many propositions for names, but Mushroom Paw never became a warrior. He was also sadly taken by Yellow Cough. Violet Eyes went missing and was found dead. She wasn't even near a border, she was in the middle of the territory. She obviously was killed by a cat and tried to fight off her killer. A killer with brown fur, mind you. Her family was devastated. Violet Eyes was very young and didn't ever cause trouble, and to the family's knowledge, she didn't hate anyone. Coburo was on a patrol with Cloudspot and Shrewpatch at the beginning of the year. Shrewpatch suggested they should explore an old badger set, but Wolverine had made it its home. Coburo was attacked and Cloudspot tried to go help him, but Shrewpatch blocked her, saying that he could not be saved. As you can tell, we have some Shrewpatch shenanigans to talk about this year. For the clan update, we start with Luxor. They have been hearing the voices of StarClan for a while, so I'm a bit worried. Otherwise, Luxor is fine, physically at least. Luxor is very disturbed by everything happening around them. I didn't even notice how old they were getting. They are now 108 moons old and still have all of their 9 lives. Rugged Fur, Luxor's mate, became righteous instead of sneaky, and that's some good character development. He was never sneaky to me. So I'm happy that the game actually registered how much of a good little guy he was. Rugged Fur is trying his best to help Luxor feel better, but it's really hard with so many deaths and a traitor in camp. Regal Spots, our icon, is still alive and well. She seems to be comfortable in the clan. She will soon retire to become an elder. She really deserves it. Apricot Leopard is also getting old. He still seems to get along with everyone. He's really close to his family. He also talks a lot with his older daughter, Barleyfoot. I always forgot that Barleyfoot is his daughter. Lotus Pad was named by Dovewing8598. A lot of people suggested Lotus Petal, but I feel like Lotus Pad would fit his playful personality better. Lotus Pad having both of his parents, Apricot Leopard and Wiggle Spots, being medicine cats, he's very knowledgeable about plants. I think a lot of warriors tend to go to him for help. Lotus Pad turned out to be playful and very smart. Primrose Nose is also getting old with 110 moons. It's kind of sad to see my favorite cats age, but I'm happy they're still alive and well. I think Primrose Nose will become an elder next year, so the place of Deputy will soon be available. The death of Veil's Eyes really took a toll on Primrose Nose and Hollywood Snap. It's even worse because last year they lost another kid, Morning Nose. lot of things happen with Mousefoot this year. First, he's looking for a new apprentice. We already have a metric ton of medicine cats, but Mousefoot just really wishes for an apprentice. Mousefoot and Shrewpatch had a literal fight. They literally fought each other with claws unsheathed, claws out. And other warriors had to separate them. If other cats didn't stop them, Shrewpatch would have surely killed Mousefoot. Shrewpatch told everyone that Mousefoot attacked her first and that she was only defending herself. Mousefoot got extremely mad at his accusation and finally outed Shrewpatch to be the snake in the camp. Of course, the fighting against Hissing alerted several other cats, including Basilwood, who confirmed that what his mentor was saying. The two missing cats began to accuse Shrewpatch of being a killer and of trying to destroy the clan from the inside, targeting cats who were the closest to StarClan or who would grow suspicious of her. Downpour, who kept talking about visions this year, also said that she believed Shrewpatch was the cat who killed Coldbelt, Violet Eyes, and Morning Nose. Her sisters Willowmoth and Curty Cry said the same thing. Barleyfoot is close to being the next lead medicine cat, as she already has an apprentice. She's mentoring little Hemlockbough. Barleyfoot is so very confident in her aptitude to heal her clanmate and does a formidable job. Hemlockbough was given to the clan when she was 4 moons old by a loner who said she could not take care of her anymore. I'm genuinely really sad for Hemlockbough, as at 4 months old she's likely to have known that she was being abandoned by her mother. Thankfully, Barleyfoot is very compassionate and has a very mother-daughter bond with her apprentice. Woodgaze is going to have babies again. I think most of you know how much I love Woodgaze, Whimsy Whisker, and their family. They're just wholesome. I love them. They also both seem to get along with everyone, except with, Shrewpatch. Woodgaze was genuinely shocked after Mousefoot and Basilwood revealed what was going on with Shrewpatch. Whimsy Whisker is incredibly protective of Arcnose, Missile Lip, and Woodgaze, and he's released that Shrewpatch was finally outed to the clan. If you don't remember, Whimsy Whisker was extremely suspicious of her last year. This lady is very hard because she's not very good at her job. She's not good at being a mediator. Genuinely, she's kind of really bad. I thought of making her a warrior, but she was thinking of how good she was doing as a mediator and that she was so happy to help her clan, and I am weak, so I questioned myself, and I decided to let her remain a mediator the next year. And if things go well, she will stay a mediator. Otherwise, she'll become a warrior. Toadjump was really affected by her maid dying, Air Whisker, and their father following. She took a lot of time grieving. She spent half the year sleeping and feeling horrible. She's only starting to feel better. She also had her first apprentice, and she's kind of curious to see who the next deputy will be. She's not really hoping to be chosen, but she's just always excited for any kind of big announcement. Snap is a really nice cat. He's nice to everyone. He reminds me of Woodgaze. He comforts Gravel 4, who is very depressed about her apprentice becoming a mediator instead of a warrior. Gravel 4 feels a bit ashamed and wonders what she did wrong to make the young cat choose another path. I feel bad for her, and I hope she will soon get a new apprentice to mentor. She didn't do anything wrong. Warrior duty just wasn't meant for Foxfire. Desert Dash is Cherry Snap's boyfriend. Every cat in the clan is gay. It's so funny to me. They would have gone extinct years ago if I didn't activate same-sex babies. Desert Dash likes most cats and hopes to quickly have an apprentice to have a chance of becoming deputy. He knows it's unlikely for him to become deputy because he is very young, but he's just hopeful. He is of course extremely angry after what happened to Violet Eyes. He wasn't alright after Morning Nose death, so losing another of his siblings made him really angry. When he heard Mousefoot accusing Shrewpatch, he was one of the first cats to rush to see what was going on. He's now suggesting to literally kill Shrewpatch to immediately send her wherever she belongs. Poppy Up also wants to kill Shrewpatch, as he feels like she she can't be trusted if she gets banished. Worst, Puppy Hope feels like his family was being targeted since he lost 2 of his 6 siblings to her. Foxfire is now Foxfire. He is our new mediator. He was named by several people. I think it was just a common agreement in the comments that he should be named like that. I think the person who suggested it first was Robot Tiger. Strangely, Foxfire turned out to be cold, and Spirestone feels very worried about her son's behavior. He's good at mediating in general. He's just not nice to people in general. This turn of events is just so strange because Foxfire was just the sweetest cat when he was younger. Coyote Cry was one of the cats who stopped Shrewpatch from killing Mousefoot. She was also incredibly quick to tell everyone that Shrewpatch was mostly brown, and that she was obviously the killer was lurking in camp for years. Coyote Cry also thinks that Shrewpatch should be eliminated and is very vocal about that. She now has her own apprentice, Little Lily Pal, a young cat who was abandoned as a kit. Coyote Cry hopes to become the next deputy now that she has her own apprentice. Bee Mask and Apple Pelt had their first litter, Apple Bee Supremacy. The kids were born just this month, so I don't have any clue what they will look like later. I am really curious to see what they will be like. Apple Pelt is really sad that Koburo, his father, never got to see his grandkids, but he's also really happy about having babies. The kids are named after birds, following Jilu 5673's ID. They're called Magpie Kit and Swallow Kit, so they're named by Jilu 5673, and I named the white one Dove Kit. Bee Mask and Apple Pelt keep going on patrol together, mainly near the border with the Two Lakes territory, which worries me quite a bit. I am always scared one of them might get taken away. Until now, they never had any problems, but Bee Mask seems to know the Two Lake place very well. Current Feather is still a warrior at 128 moons, but I think he will soon retire. He really deserves a good rest after everything that happened to him. Shrewpatch is incredibly angry at her mother, Shrewpatch. Shrewpatch lost her sister, Weasel Muzzle, and her other sister, Rainbow, and of course she was extremely sad and angry to hear what her mother did. Fluffpatch suggested that Shrewpatch should be exiled. Also, Fluffpatch was hurt in a patrol scuffle and has a huge scar on her face, and she doesn't feel very good about the state of her face right now. Amber Dapple is still very quiet. I wish I had more to say about her, but she doesn't interact much with other cats, even in patrols. She would have a good chance to become the next deputy if she wasn't so quiet. Petal Pounce and like Ripple, I love this too, but they make me so sad. Petal Pounce is quite jealous of her sister and tries to get the mediators to help. She feels like something in her life is just unfair. Like, why does she get headaches constantly and her sister gets to be fine? Why did Lake Ripple turn out to be bold and full of energy while she can't seem to fight good? Earth keeps telling Petal Pounce that she's fine the way she is and that the clan doesn't need 2 Lake Ripples, but Petal Pounce keeps feeling envious. Willow Mouse now has a new apprentice, Neckpal. She's trying to not get too attached to her new apprentice, as it definitely hurt when Violet Eyes, her former apprentice, died. But Willow Mouse just can't resist and just love to spend time with her apprentice. Downpour secretly hopes to become the next deputy. She was amongst the cat who stopped Shrewpatch's attack on Mousefoot. She has had several visions she talked about during patrol, and I think they were about Shrewpatch. Downpour was quick to tell the clan that she suspected Shrewpatch for the murders for months. She also mentored Missile Lips, so she feels all the requirements. Song is faithful and always talks about StarClan. She's kind of hilarious as she will straight up go to the kids and tell them that ghosts are real and that StarClan is watching them constantly. She's sometimes even a bit scary with that. I wonder if it has to do with her name being in honor of a dead cat. She was very affected by what's going on with Shrewpatch. She feels unsafe and has been preying on her StarClan a lot. She grew up around Shrewpatch and her family, so knowing that someone she trusted was actually murdering people must be a shock. Definitely, just like Amber Dapple, is still really quiet and reserved. I don't have much to say about him. He seems to stay alone most of the time. He's been spending a bit more time with Lavender Heart lately. Lavender Heart was named by Timid Deer. Lavender Heart was quite close to Violet Eyes and feels like his family was definitely targeted. David talks a bit with a new addition to the clan, an injured loner called Spring. Spring is a non-binary, vengeful, fantastic hunter. I don't know who hurt them, but Spring is quite mad about that. Spring likes to escort people, mostly the medicine cats, to make sure they don't get hurt, and that's kind of cute. The cats were very wary about Spring, but the young cat didn't have much experience in fighting and definitely didn't hurt anyone. Hurt Nose spends a lot of time near the nursery. She just enjoys playing with the kids and easily take a liking to them. She's even more nervous since the recent events with Shrewpatch, and like a lot of cats, she feels unsafe. Her sister, Miss Lip, suggested to exile Shrewpatch. She still trusts her other clanmates and feels like Shrewpatch is the only cat who can't be trusted. Firefly is really angry about Eyes was his closest sibling and they used to always patrol together. He feels guilty and wants to avenge his sister. We also think Shrewpatch deserves to be killed. Girl Tuft turned out to be confident and a good teacher. She was named by Sweetberry Treats. She doesn't gossip much, but when she says something, she always thinks it, and she decided on exiling Shrewpatch. Also, Curltuft kind of wants to become the next deputy, even if she's way too young and doesn't have an apprentice. Sandy Shore turned out to be thoughtful. They were named by Monochromatics. They're Frogskip's mates, and they're an all-around good cat. Because they spend so much time around Frogskip, they're very knowledgeable about herbs. Moss Earth was named by Smoky Smokewhisker. She was really affected by various Ice deaths. She doesn't understand how anyone could have hurt her sister. She was extremely shocked that Shrewpatch happened to be the killer, because Shrewpatch was always there in Mossard's childhood, and Mossard really trusted her. Right Breeze was named by Radio Random. Right Breeze is a nice, intelligent cat. He apparently developed a liking for Rainbow Truth, as the two of them just became mates. He was Hurt-Nose's apprentice, and apparently her nervousness impacted Dry Breeze so much that he became careful as a result. Rainbow Trout's name was suggested by Wacky Rat, and as a Stardew Valley pro gamer myself, I had to choose this name. Rainbow Trout, on the other hand, is a very outgoing cat thanks to her mentor, Cloudspot. She is righteous and has very firm beliefs. Light Ray was named by several people. It was suggested by both Golden Larks and user TC2XX9GH2B. Light was mentored by Current Feather in the hope to make her more gentle, but she still ended up being bloodthirsty. She keeps clawing at her clanmates while training, drawing blood, and then says that it was an accident. After Mousefoot and Basil Roots outed Shrewpatch, Light was a bit shocked, as she too grew up to trust Shrewpatch. I don't think Light is a bad person, I think she's just really hot-headed. Drybreeze's sister is Scorchfoot, who was named by Allium Scent Warrior Cat fan. Thanks to Luckstar, her mentor, she became a great fighter. She's also faithful and does adorable things such as leaving fresh kill at the grave of a dead loved one. I guess it was her mother's grave. She's just really caring and adorable, and she deserves the world. Not Dropped was named by Moonbird6196, and her sister, Flowerful, was named by Pokey the Dog 528. Not Drop is sneaky and excellent speaker. Flowerful is vengeful and smart. I chose Not Dropped as a name because it's just adorable, and Flowerful was a good name as her older sister is named Gravelfall. They get along well with the rest of the younger warriors. They both feel really bad after what happened with Shrewpatch and wonder if they could have been at some point a target of hers. Griffang was named by Moonbird6196. He has to be one of the most interesting cats personality-wise, as he is bloodthirsty but has a strong connection to StarClan. I don't know if StarClan decided that they had to intervene to stop Griffang from indulging in his inclinations, but Griffang often has visions and dreams, and several StarClan cats were trying to reach him or went in his dream. I hope we will soon see more of him. Towny Kit is now Towny Tail. He was named by Wolfie WTD. He's faithful and very smart, and his design reminds me a lot of Ragged Fur, with only the tail having a pattern. He is really young, but everything happening around him already really damaged him. He became emo as a result. I like to think of him as an extremely religious cat. I see him as not being fully bad, but not being fully good either. Whatever he does it because of his faith and because he genuinely thinks it's StarClan asking him to do it. Now we get to apprentices. You must have noticed that I talked about several apprentices. Well, Shrewpatch and Cloudspot had babies this year. I was of course very surprised, as they had been mates for years and had no kids. Their kids are Ocropao, Ocropao, Snakepao, Swanpao, and Mutepao. The game came up with new names, the game came up with names I never had before, so I kept them. Ocropao is responsible. They are all white except for one brown here. Mousefoot, their uncle, is fully brown, so I can see the link here. Ocropao was being mentored by Spiderstone until Mousefoot said Ocropao should become a medicine cat. Ocropao felt as if they had no control over their life, but they accepted to change path. Ocropao was shocked to hear their mother being accused and thought that it was a lie, and they are slowly coming to terms with reality. Swanpao is the kid who looked the most like Cloudspot. She is loving and is always there for her siblings. Because she looks nothing like Shrewpatch, she doesn't get as many real looks as her siblings. Swanpao is now terrified of her mother and doesn't want anything to do with her. She feels terribly betrayed and finds solace in spending time with her siblings. Snakepao is bloodthirsty, which is of course very worrying, seeing what his mother did. Snakepao reacted very poorly at the fight between his mom and Mousefoot, and he literally tried to claw at Mousefoot. His mentor, Willemorph, tries her best to not push him too much, as he's still shocked by the recent events. Snakepao is a bit of a bully and keeps making fun of Ocropao and Swanpao. I also tried to make his markings look like a snake's. Newtbow is the last kid of Shrewpatch and Cloudspot. He looks the most like Shrewpatch and really doesn't feel good about that. He's lonesome and the weird looks of his clanmates don't help his situation. His mentor was Glowmunch until she passed away. Newtbow feels very lonely and isolated from his clanmates. Cloudspot feels betrayed. She's angry and sad. She really loves her kids, but now that she knows what Shrewpatch did, she feels like she was being manipulated all along. She refused to talk to Shrewpatch before exile and asked Joel and Cry and Brother Dash to say that Shrewpatch should have been killed to be sent to the Dark Forest instead of being exiled. Bollywood tends to be moody and scare away the warriors. He talks about a lot. He talks back a lot and has quite a temper, and I love him. He's the kind of cat who tells the warriors how dumb they are for getting injured while caring for them, and I love that dynamic. He's extremely angry at Shrewpatch and is now seeing all the pieces falling together. Frogskip is the cat who saved Mousefoot from Shrewpatch. I am so happy that this fierce medicine cat has been following warriors training in his free time, because without him Mousefoot would definitely be dead. Rootheart is still being the clan's main pillar of truth. He's annoyed at his clanmates for never talking to each other, thus creating conflict. Rootheart is 100% following Mousefoot's belief that Shrewpatch killed several of their clanmates. Rootheart wasn't in love with Goldbelt, but he hates the idea that Shrewpatch keeps saying that he was a killer. Rootheart feels guilty. He didn't see Shrewpatch. Rootheart feels guilty that he didn't see through Shrewpatch's lies. Dazzleblotch, his sister, is thankfully there to comfort him. And I saved the worst for the last. Shrewpatch was exiled. She's extremely unhappy with that. So we have Shrewpatch skill count, where she first killed Goldbelt because he was growing suspicious of her and her intentions. She killed Morning Nose because he was on the verge of discovering what she was hiding. Shrewpatch also killed Violet Eyes. They were not getting along at all. Violet Eyes was loyal and was on Shrewpatch's case. And when Violet Eyes heard about what happened to Morning Nose, she became very suspicious of Shrewpatch because Shrewpatch was on the suspect list. So Violet Eyes had to go. About Koburo, I don't know why Shrewpatch felt like he had to go. She didn't kill him herself in the end. She just didn't help him. At this point I feel like she was just growing really paranoid and took out every cat who seemed a bit suspicious of her. I am very thankful she didn't go after Whimsy Whisker, because if you remember, he was really distrustful around her last year. I think Shrewpatch tried to kill Mousefoot and then accused Mousefoot of murdering victims because he was a brown cat who was heavily disliked by the clans a few years ago. Mousefoot was often shunned as a kid and an apprentice. He took years to make himself a place in the clan. I guess Shrewpatch knew that and tried to use it against them. Also, Mousefoot was a medicine cat and Shrewpatch has a terrible relationship with all of the medicine cats. Thankfully, Mousefoot managed to make friends and earn the trust of his clan. He was able to prove that he could not have murdered anyone, unlike Shrewpatch. For the kids, I think Shrewpatch felt like Willamorph, Downpour and Cry were really on her case and decided to have kids to prove her loyalty. She tried to lay down and have babies, but she had to take out Violet Eyes, who was snooping a bit too much, and for Koburo, I don't know, I guess she just saw the occasion of getting rid of a cat who was getting a bit too curious. So that's the end of this year with CreekClan. A lot of things happened. After 2 or 3 years, we finally got rid of Shrewpatch. However, she is still alive, and she might still be lurking around the borders. Who knows what kind of shenanigans she still has in store for the clan. Next year we will have a new deputy for sure, so let me know who you would like to see in this position the next year. I hope my voice was not too quiet, I had to re-record several times. I hope you liked the video, and have a good day or night, and until the next one, goodbye.